A very good evening to all the attendees present here. We brought to welcome you to yet another webinar of the Get to Know webinar series, Augmented Reality Applications, delivered by Kumar Shetty. He's also the author of the book on augmented reality, published by McGraw-Hill very recently. Our speaker has been working in augmented reality for past many years, and he's working at the innovations in which is a part of Bajaj Finserv. Previously, he was the technical director in IGS India, where he headed a technical team which has built AR solutions. And he has also associated with a few startups to augmented reality solutions. Literally looking forward to this very badly that augmented reality is soon going to be one of those technologies which will be so inevitable that we are going to be looking at it as much as we look at 3 meals in a day. Over to you, sir. Happy learning to all the attendees, everybody once again. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Prakriti. Hi, everyone. Good evening, everyone. So welcome to the session. So I still remember I started working in augmented reality quite a many years back. So when there were no, high-end phones available to experience augmented reality. So we used to use web cameras along with black and white markers on which 3D objects used to be overlaid. But right now, due to the change of technology and the smartphone accessibilities and availability has certainly changed the industry itself, and everyone are adopting augmented reality to the scale. So let's begin with overview of augmented reality. Then I'll be talking about different augmented reality experiences, and then right after that I'll be talking about different applications of augmented reality in various industries, like maybe BFSI, so and in manufacturing and in training and education and a lot more. So augmented reality is, we all know, we have been experiencing augmented reality through the Instagram face filters and many more applications in day-to-day life. So, but the actual augmented reality definition was coined by Azuma. So back in. So what he says is augmented reality systems should have three characteristics. One is combining the real and virtual world. Virtual content is computer generated content. And the real world content is actually the whatever you see through the camera or your optical see-through display. So, and it should be interactive in real time. That means you must be able to interact with the 3D objects that is being overlaid on the real world. So through the interactions, so various interaction techniques, and also it should be registered in 3D. So these are the three characteristics that is being defined, and this is one of the very popular definition of augmented reality. So over the time, there are a lot of application coming into the market, and certainly there'll be here and there change of definitions happening. So broadly classifying, so augmented reality belongs to a category called a mixed reality. So let me take up the definition of mixed reality. It's just combining the real world and the virtual world, virtual contents. So Paul Milgram, basically he come up with reality virtuality continuum, so which you can see on the slide. So this is particularly come up years back, decades back, in fact. So by Paul Milgram. So what it says is you have a real environment. That is, so you open your phone's camera, and you see the real world. That is at one side. and the other side what you have is completely virtual environment. For example, whatever the computer generated object that you created that you see, so that is at one side. So both of these, for example, you have a 3D modeling application in which you model 3D objects. So you see that inside the computer on the screen, right? So that is at one side, and the other side is the real world that you see. Both can be mixed to formulate this mixed reality. So in mixed reality itself, there are two more elements. So one is augmented reality. So and the other one is augmented virtuality. So widely, you might have heard term is actually augmented reality. Augmented reality basically combines uh, real world with the virtual world. For example, you see a table, and you can place a 3D content on top of the table in the camera view of the application. So that is augmented reality. In augmented virtuality, what happens is you wear some of the VR displays, let's say to Oculus or any of these, where you just see the virtual world. So you just see the virtual gamified world right in front of you. So you don't see the real world at all, but still you can stream. Let's say there is a small TV inside that particular virtual world, in which a live content is being streamed in. So here also there is mixing of real world happening inside the virtual world, so which is called as augmented virtuality. So, and now what you can see here is on the slide. So I have classified that into two broad categories. One is handheld AR, handheld augmented reality. The other one is wearable augmented reality. So in case of handheld augmented reality, so you have seen, so you use all of you use smartphones, so you open up an app, so and you scan the floor or a table. The virtual content is being displayed on the table, so in the camera view of the application. So that is the best example for the handheld augmented reality system. So these are called as video see-throughs. That means the video is being streamed on your phone. Of the real world video is being streamed on the phone, and then these real world is being augmented with the virtual content. So that is video see-through. So the other one is in the wearable AR. Of course, your phone, you can actually wear it by putting it on the cardboard, and you can make some arrangement to experience augmented reality by wearing it itself. So this is also video see-through, but comes under the wearable AR. So the second type of wearable AR is no, optical see-through display. So these are head-mounted displays again. So for example, consider Google Glass or Microsoft HoloLens or many other HMDs have come in the market. So these optical see-through displays are basically half silvered mirror. So what it does is you can see the real environment directly through these reflective mirrors, partially reflective mirrors. So as well as the virtual object is being projected on it, so that you can see the virtual object itself. So both of them are combined on this particular optical combiner, which is right in front of your eyes. So maybe near to eye displays, NEDs we call it as. So this comes under optical see-throughs. So you can you can of course create your own assemble these things to create your own head mounted displays. So let me go to the next slide, so to explain about couple of augmented reality techniques that is being widely used. The first thing which we tried many years back was actually the marker-based augmented reality, where you'll have black and white markers, and these markers being detected through the camera. And then overlaying the virtual content on top of these particular markers. Uh, so you can see on the slide, so a virtual object being overlaid on the marker. So you can see the black and white marker also, which is displayed in the camera view of the application. So this is one kind of augmented reality technique. So then, due to the evolution and kind of images are people started using image-based augmented reality technique, which is widely used now also. So where recognizes the image and then overlay the 3D virtual content on top of the image. So this has wide number of applications, which I'll be talking on the next slide. So and this so you have set of images stored in your database, and then you have the image which is being detected and recognized. And then for that particular image recognition, you set the virtual object that has to be overlaid, and overlay that this particular object, virtual object, on top of the image. So you can also overlay the video content and play it right on top of the images as well. Here a lot of algorithms work in and around. So be it feature extraction, feature detection and description, and feature matching, and then pose estimation of the camera. And image based AR, where we can actually use it. So why it is a good technique for anyone. So to create an augmented reality app is, so you can create interactive movie posters. So you have a poster sticked on the wall, and people can go and actually use the app to scan that particular poster, and a video content, a movie trailer maybe, can be overlaid on top of these posters, and then it can be used for branding and promotion, and it can be used to create live newspapers, AR newspapers, so wherein you have daily images displayed in the newspaper, can be scanned, and uh, you know uh, these videos relevant to that particular image can be directly overlaid on that particular image, and which acts as a AR newspaper kind of interface. And also for example, you have advertisements being put in the newspaper about the selling of a building. So that particular building can be modeled in 3D, and can be overlaid on top of this particular image advertisement in the newspaper, which gives a 3D view of that particular building right in front of your eyes through the camera view. So all these are good technique for customer interaction and branding and for promotion as well. And not just these, even your credit card, debit card can be used as an interface for this technique, wherein you scan the debit card, credit card, and you overlay the relevant content, maybe your expenditure and all on top of it. I'll be talking about it in the applications. So all this will help a lot. So play the video.
Welcome to
You can
DevFest
see the
2018.
video.
Welcome to DevFest 2018.
So what you have worked there is, you can see the image is being recognized, and then a 3D animated content is being overlaid on top of this particular image. And you can see as and when the phone moves near to this particular image, then based on the proximity, the actual 3D object is being animated, and kind of it speaks out saying welcome to DevFest 2018. So there is a proximity based interaction happening with the AR content that is being played. So apart from image based augmented reality, there are a lot of other augmented reality techniques that are widely being used, which is especially surface detection and AR. You might have already played few games also. So basically, you scan the surfaces, and it uses certain algorithms like the SLAM. And what it does is basically it creates a map of the environment, and what you can do is you can actually tap on, uh, use your touch screen to place the 3D objects on top of the detected surface, so which is a plane formed, maybe a table or a floor, which has good number of features, so on which you can actually place the virtual content, so on top of this particular surface in the camera view of the application. So uh, this will help in visualization widely. So for example, you can see image on the slide, so wherein simulation of damage detection that is being simulated by overlaying that on the tabletop. So it helps in the industrial training, how augmented reality can be used in industrial training. So maybe visualization of different kinds of training and simulations on the tabletop, or maybe on the floor. So or machineries which can be overlaid on the table, and you can actually go around it and see all the parts, different parts of the machineries in the real time. So this can help everyone in learning, and also it helps in the industrial training as well. Without going near to the machinery physically, you can actually overlay those machineries right on the floor, and visualize them, and can go around it and see all the sides and all the views of the machineries. So certainly, we have also worked on certain projects like virtual assistants on the tabletops. So you can see a lady being overlaid on the tabletop. So basically, so virtual assistants, 3D virtual assistants, which can be overlaid on the tabletop, which can actually answer to your questions. You can they can respond to you. Certainly, your speech recognition happens and then converted into text, and that is being fed into the NLP model, and then get the response. And according to the response, these particular virtual assistants can be rigged. They do the lips movement, and they do the movement of the body and hand, and you feel like they're answering your questions. Then the text is being converted into speech, and then using TTS, you play back that particular audio. So this kind of virtual assistants can be used, to integrate with a chatbot kind of thing. So where you'll have more natural interaction with these particular 3D objects that is being overlaid on your tabletop. So helps in the customer assistance, customer service kind of area. So wherein these 3D objects can be right in front of your eyes on the tabletop. So the other popular visualization, AR visualization that is being used is in home appliances. Now, so for visualization of your furnitures, so there are, I'm sure you might have used a lot of applications. So this can help you to visualize how these furnitures look when they're right inside your house. So this also works on, you detect the surface and then overlay on the detector surface. These furnitures can be overlaid, and then so you can visualize them. You can go around these the virtual content in real time and see all the sides of it, and see whether these furniture colors matches with your background for the home interior. So this is also, and it can be used in the office. So you can see coffee machine. So coffee machine disassembling. So can be a good training that can be simulated in augmented reality environment. So again, this internally uses algorithms like SLAM, so detect the surfaces and all, and then when you actually tap on to place the virtual content, a ray is being hit to the plane, and then the camera pose is calculated relative to that particular features. And that is what, so as I have already told, furniture at home and office places are being the augmented reality is being used to visualize these furnitures in the office spaces, and sofas and chairs you can arrange and see whether that fits in. Let's play media. You can see the virtual you can see virtual sofa is being arranged on the floor, and you can actually scale it up. So apart from this, so for example, you can actually overlay the 3D maps on top of the table and can visualize it. So this can help in 3D structure buildings visualization, and also 3D map visualization on the tabletop, and it can be very effective as well. There are a couple of SDKs which are available, so which you can use to create such applications. For example, you have Mapbox SDK, which provides you tabletop AR and ArcGIS, so which helps you to create kind of 3D maps, and can be overlaid on top of the table to visualize the same. This can be effective as well for building visualization and all. Play media. You can see table is detected, surface is detected, then 3D map is being overlaid. You can actually see 3D buildings is being overlaid, and you can actually go around it and see how they look on the tabletop itself. So apart from these couple of AR techniques that is not included in this slide, but I'll cover them as well. So one is free scale augmentation, where you can actually just overlay the three. You need not use any detection or recognition system. So rather, you can just throw away the virtual object here and there, attaching to the camera, and you can, in a free scale, you can actually visualize these particular 3D object attaching to the camera. So, and also the other technique is actually using the object detection and overlaying the virtual object on top of these particular recognized detected objects. So what you can do is there are a couple of libraries like Euphoria, which gives you these kind of features. You can try it out. For example, you can use the CAD models, a 3D scan of the objects, and that can be used in the application to detect and track those objects, and overlay the virtual contents with respect to these particular real objects itself. So and you can actually use Euphoria's advanced model target, so which helps you to detect these objects. So you should have a CAD model of those particular objects and can import it, and then you can use it to achieve augmented reality. So you can see the phone is being so we have used here the CAD model of the phone, and that is being detected, and a virtual content, that is, you can see a virtual helicopter is being overlaid on top of this particular object. So as and when you move this particular phone, the virtual content that is being overlaid on it will also moves, because that is being tracked. And also you in Euphoria they also provide object scanner, Euphoria object scanner app, which helps you to use the object target. So by using it internally uses SLAM, so you can actually use small objects such as toys, so you can keep it on the table and can go around it. You using the Euphoria object scanner, you scan it around, and which creates this SLAM map, and then you use it internally to detect this particular object, and then overlay the 3D content with respect to this particular object, which may be small toys. And apart from that, you can also use object detection, 3D bounding box detection, and then you can use the points that we get around, use that back to calculate the pose of the camera and arrange the virtual content with respect to it. And this will also helps in augmented reality. So there are many 3D bounding box models which are available. So you can use MediaPipe. MediaPipe also provides a lot of especially 3D bounding box models. So play the video. So there are various face-based face-based augmented reality is also getting very popular. So basically, lipstick try-on or eyeliner try-on. So all these you can try it using the apps available. For example, Modiface is something which has built very good models. So you can actually try on Modiface apps. So for lipstick augmentation and eyeliner try-on, you can see on the screen. So this is being widely used. And this can help, especially lipstick try-ons and all can help in the beauty salon. So before actually, even the eyeliner apps, these can be used in the beauty salons. So during the makeup for trying on the lipsticks and eyeliners. So Modiface even gives the SDK, so which can be used to build such apps. So this is whatever the images that I'm showing here are actually Modiface app being tried on the phone. So this is very helpful in the online shopping and all. So face-based AR examples, I'm sure you might have already seen couple of applications. So you can also try face filters. There is an app, UMask app. You can try it. So you can actually build, face filter apps and other apps for the Instagram using Spark AR. Now there is a tool available by Facebook, the Spark AR. When we used to work, long back, it was not part of Facebook, and it is being, it was acquired by Facebook, and then it is widely used tool for creating. I'm sure you might have already used this Spark AR tool as well. So, and also similar way, as you all know, even Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook cameras are being widely used for the face filters. And virtual try on of jewelries, especially earrings, nose pins, necklace augmentation. Now all these can be built using face-based AR. So basically, you detect the landmarks of your face using machine learning models, and then calculate the pose. So maybe a region pose. Even you can use AR Core AR Kit to create such experiences. Not just this Spark AR. You can use AR Core AR Kit, and you can create such applications. So even AR Core gives the face pose at the center of the face, so you can actually overlay the virtual content. And you can try this what Amazon Canada has developed, and they have released certain virtual try on of the makeups you can try, and you can try using the UMask app as well. Yeah, a couple of online shopping examples where we can use this. Of course, nail polish try-on, which is widely used. Semantic segmentation technique is being used. So you can actually try this app, Modiface. So you can actually go to the Play Store and search for this Modiface nail polish try-on app. And also, of course, hair color try on, also hair segmentation. So even you can use MediaPipe. MediaPipe has these uh, MediaPipe has a lot of good models for hair color hair segmentation, and you can use that. And even for the even for the object 3D bounding box, which the MediaPipe provides, is a good one. So a lot of points at these bounding boxes that you get can be used to calculate the camera pose. And Modiface has developed these two apps, whichever the image that you see on the slide. So these are developed by Modiface, and you can also use MediaPipe model for the face landmark detection, so which will provide more than 400 points. So it's very good and robust, which can be run on the phone as well. So they say that they are built on top of the MobileNet V2 architecture. So it's very robust. And even ML kit also you can use, for face detection, and also landmark detection, face landmarks. So it'll also give more than 400 points, I guess. And even, of course, AR Core has got something called as augmented faces. So this also you can use. And on the left side image, you can see the dress try on for the online shopping that we tried. So in a application called as Magical Reflection. So that is my colleague Arjun is trying this out. Play video. This is Modiface app. So you can see nail color is being changed. So, and also other thing that you can use, how AR can be used in various education and teaching purposes. One app that I would like to suggest is Sketch AR app. So you can try it. So this will help in teaching sketches using augmented reality. So you can download using, you can just go to sketchar.tech and download this and try it out. So it helps in sketching. And also you can actually detect the images within the textbook and overlay the virtual content, virtual objects on top of it, maybe historic monuments, and you can actually visualize them on the tabletop. It's tabletop also. And there is a QR Vision, which is a augmented reality 3D coloring app. So basically you print out this particular QR Vision book, and then you paint it out, and the 3D model will have the same color as that of the paint that you have put on the in the particular sketch. So this is very very useful. So you can actually try this out. And also human holograms. So human holograms can be used. So you can actually green screen and record, and then you can actually make that 2D video being overlaid on the tabletop or maybe on the floor, and can help in teaching purpose as well. and this can be used or very useful for the marketing as well, not just for the teaching and education. So wherein the person can actually will be right in front of you teaching, so you'll have that experience as well. This can be achieved using chroma key technique. So there are few samples also available. And AR remote assistance. So how augmented reality can be used for remote assistance. So for example, you can just search for Microsoft Dynamic Remote Assist. So let us say I am sitting here and trying to repair something. Then my friend can actually install the app and can actually mark the annotations, what I need to do. Now, what is that I need to plug out? What is that I need to plug in? So all these information can be marked. These things can be marked, and this can help the person at the remote place being assisted properly to carry out the task. So this particular augmented reality platform, remote assistance platform, is available for HoloLens and Android and iOS as well. So you can try that out. And apart from this will help a lot in the remote collaboration, and this can help as a repair assistant remotely. So because your live video being streamed to someone and they can annotate, you can see the image. This is a sample developed using 60.ai sample. So now 60.ai is acquired, so this may not be available. I think we can go to next slide here. So in BFSI, especially for banking, so how it can be useful. So for banking or finance, this kind of area. So one thing is Axis Bank has done near me functionality. That is especially, you can see it on the screen. So you can see play the video. So you can see the video there. So you can see the virtual content is being overlaid, so which displays the nearby ATMs, Axis Bank ATMs, and you can actually try it. So if you're using the Axis Bank app, you can go to the near me functionality on the left and can try the AR wave. So a normal wave displays the ATMs on the map, but when you actually switch to the AR mode, it will access your camera and displays how far the ATMs are from your location. So this can be this is a geospatial visualization technique, so will help a lot. And this increases the customer interaction and also going to the ATM. And Also, not just the ATMs, you can actually display the partner stores also, where your card has maximum discounts in. So along with the discount. So, and also, as I already told you, even credit card, debit cards. So Westpac New Zealand Bank has already implemented this particular functionality, wherein you scan the credit card, your expenditure and your vouchers, balance, everything will be overlaid in on top of this particular credit and debit cards, So it helps as a visualization technique. So this is used as a tool for visualization. So you can actually search for Westpac augmented reality. So you will definitely get some videos, good videos. This is how we can actually use in the BFSI space. And few other examples. So even you can actually try these examples, also try to build this. So these samples are already available. These are Vuforia samples, just kind of compiled and to show you. So what kind of augmented reality experiences that you can have. So all these are available. So if you are a Unity developer, then you can use the samples on the Unity. Even you can easily develop using the Vuforia SDK. Let's play Media One. So you can see, you watch the video, so wherein which created the illusion that the content is being rendered inside of a box. So this is this kind of augmented reality technique is very useful. So wherein you go to a store and you have a box being kept without opening, you would like to see what is being inside it. So it can create an illusion, and best for the marketing purpose as well as branding, and this can help people to visualize what kind of content may be inside the box. Play Media 2. You can see cylindrical target is being tracked. So you can see the image being printed and wrapped around these conical or cylindrical object. So and you can have the 3D animated content being going around it, and giving some marketing experience around it. So it can be for your coffee cups, mugs, or drum containers, or maybe for the beverage bottles. So all this can help in the marketing purpose and for the branding as well. Play Media 3. So you can see book being scanned, and on top of it, the rating, review, and uh, uh, offers is being displayed on the book in the augmented reality. So this can also help. So these are the few AI techniques. So you can actually use Vuforia to develop these kind of content. So some of the good samples that I've found. So this is available. You can see, check it. So, what is trending now? The one thing is drag and drop to create augmented reality. So that is being very much used right now. So you can easily have some 3D models drag and drop on the canvas and generate a link which you can send it to friends, where they can actually open it and experience augmented reality. And also browser-based AR is being widely used. You can also experience that. And a couple of good technique is maybe you have a 3D object, you can convert it into GLTF or GLB format, and you can use to experience browser-based AR. So that is Google has released something called as Model Viewer, which you can use to embed these and can into your web pages and can give it to people to experience both in 3D as well as in AR. So, and apart from this, we have something called as Amazon Sumerian, so which is released by Amazon, so which helps you to create cloud-based. It's a cloud-based platform to create AR VR applications. So a link will be generated, so you can actually drag and drop kind of tracking that you want to use, and then you can actually import the 3D model that you want into the platform and can play around and can generate a link. And what I have observed over past many years is the transforming from more coding to no or less coding platform is to develop these AR content. So that is what the change which is rapidly happening. So the kind of code that you have to write using the C++. For example, first AR augmented reality library that I used was AR Toolkit, then AR Toolkit Plus. So AR Toolkit was authored by Mark Billinghurt. So then used just overlaying a cube on top of a detected marker, the black and white marker. To do this, we used to struggle a lot, and now things have changed a lot. So it is just a 5-minute job. So you open Unity and drag, import your 3D model that you want, and you have the tracker that you want, and you generate the APK and send it to your friends, and they install it and they experience augmented reality. So such a drastic change has happened because of the, of course, student developers who are very enthusiastic and who have been doing wonderful contribution, as well as the companies joined together and releasing many platforms which helps us to create such augmented reality experiences. So easy to use AR publishing tools are actually trending now. So as I told, you can use Facebook Spark AR. So you can do whatever lipstick augmentation that I've shown. All that are not a big task to do. So if you are interested in developing, you just go to the Spark AR and install it, and you can learn it by yourself, and you can do it. So what kind of research which can help and can be trending is auto rigging of these 3D models. So I showed you one 3D human lady is being overlaid on the tabletop. So if you can auto rig that particular 3D model, so based on the text analysis, you understand what kind of sentence is there, and based on that, if you can do the lip sync of it, then probably it is going to be a good research around. And of course, even Qualcomm has released Qualcomm XR Snapdragon. I'm sure you get more details on it on their platform. So Jio has released Jio glasses. This is also trending right now. Especially Qualcomm XR Snapdragon is being designed by keeping in mind of creating the XR headset. So this particular platform can be used to create your own XR headsets as well. You can actually have a look at it. And what is next is So what is next? That is something you must check, this smart contact lens by Mojo Vision. Mojo Vision is releasing this smart contact lens which you can actually wear and then experience augmented reality right in front of your eyes. So what has changed over the time after observing um, all these things is distance between the device or the electronics and the human body is changing drastically. So we used to use TV, computers, then laptops and handheld devices, and then wearables and smart contact lens. So this is how this is changing. I think you should also check what Mojo Vision is doing, smart contact lens, bionic lenses. Okay, thank you. Thanks for the patience. So hope you liked the session. So probably you can go back and check Vuforia, AR Core, and see what you can build. So if you're a student developer who are interested in developing AR applications as well. Okay, thank you.
India. How do you feel that these devices will revolutionize the market in India?
In India, of course, I think this was a bit slower than elsewhere, but now having Geo taking up, releasing the project like XR glasses, probably this will take it to the next level for sure.
Okay, so we have one more. I think you talked extensively about how we can apply AR in educational institutes as well. Now, there are a few particular questions as how, if you can give a few ideas on how we can use AR-based apps or AR-based softwares to, really help students learn or really help educators teach. And let's say if we take an example of English, let's say somebody wants to teach English and somebody wants to learn English. How do you think that AR can help us with this particular, a particular target in mind?
Probably right away, what I can think of is, having a book, so which has images of these particular objects, maybe, let's say, apple, ball. So all these images can be kept and kind of once you scan those images inside the book, a 3D content of it, a 3D apple can be overlaid on top of it and can, you know, can talk about this particular thing, tell this is the apple. So that is one thing. And also so especially for teaching, so there's nothing out of my mind as of now, but this is how we can design some textbook which teaches English. And also having some 3D models, like maybe some human on the floor or on the table, who goes around and creates a certain scenarios and talk about that, so to teach English. Probably this can be another use case.
Okay, sir. So we have one more. Actually, a lot of people still feel that there is a very fine line between augmented reality, virtual reality, and another term that we are hearing these days, which is digital twins. So if you can differentiate between all three of us, between all three of these for us, and also tell us the relation of how AI is supporting all three of these technologies.
Yeah, of course. See, computer vision and AI is supporting AR a lot, of course. So, as I told you, object detection, face landmark detection. So, all these are AI driven itself. So, you have a machine learning models which gives you the face landmarks, and then you actually use these landmarks to calculate the pose to actually align the virtual contents. So definitely this is being derived. And having said that, we have more and more detection techniques and tracking techniques in place and models in place, which is robust, which can run on the phone. So it gives us a better experience and we can use it. So that is how AI is driving AR internally. So apart from this, yeah, there is a now fine gap between the augmented reality and the virtual reality, because augmented reality will always have the real world in place. So you see that through the camera web, and you will have the virtual content is being aligned to it. So in virtual reality, everything is immersive. You only have the virtual world. So maybe experience using Oculus or something. So you'll have only the virtual content in place. You can't see the real world at all, and you won't be knowing what is happening in the real world if you are using any of the VR HMDs and all.
So we have one more, and I think this will be the last one that we take for today. So people are asking if Google Earth is an example of augmented reality, if Google Maps is an example of augmented reality, or are these apps or are these apps not applying the technologies that are used in AR?
No, Google Map is just a map displayed inside your phone. It won't, show the real world. But Google Maps have come up with a new augmented reality version, which gives you the navigation cues. So which helps you to navigate from one place to other. So that is a good example for augmented reality. I'm sure. So they have updated. It may not be available for all the phones, but they have come up with the augmented reality version also, which use the cues to for the navigation. So, but displaying just a map on the phone app is not augmented reality.
Okay. So I think these were the questions for today, sir. One more actually, which is better, Vuforia or AR Core?
Yeah. Sorry.
Which is better, VR Vuforia or AR Core? Which one is better out of these two? According
So
to you.
it depends on what kind of feature that you want. So, for example, model targets for model target and all, you can use Euphoria. It's good. So for model target. So for face-based augmentation, so you can use augmented faces of AR Core directly for the face-based augmentation, because it gives even the region-based pose also. For example, you can actually augment a Mangtika for jewelries. All these you can use the AR Core augmented faces itself. Yeah.
Okay, so I think that was it for today, sir. Any parting words for our attendees? Hello, sir, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, yes, finally, so we can hear you. Any parting words for attendees before we close the session? Okay, I think we lost him again. So thank you everybody for joining in today for the Get to Know webinar series on augmented reality. I think Sir wanted to say a final thank you to all of you, but we're experiencing some
Yeah,
technical issues.
thank you.
So,
Thank you all.
Thank you everybody for joining in, sharing the certificates, and yes, the feedback link with all of you on your registered email ID, the one that you used to register for this particular event. Everything, including the presentation and the certificates, will be emailed to you within the next 7 days. In case you still find any issue, please write back to us at support.india@mheducation.com. Also, to add, Sir's book on augmented reality is also going to be available on Amazon and Flipkart very soon. So I request all of you to please have a look at it, and if interested, please purchase it. I have shared the ISBN, and it is also displayed on. Thank you so much, everybody. Stay safe, stay home, joining.
Thank you.